Hello, and welcome to my presentation about the bride and groom, Paul and Yuan, for our company. We're lucky that they chose us. They're a lovely couple. When I sat down and I spoke to them, first of all, I'm going to give you an outline of basically what they wanted in their wedding, and I'm going to follow that with some of the strategies that I think we should be able to do to help give them an excellent service on the wedding. And also, I was thinking about some feedback to help improve our services, so I'll go through that as well. Basically, I'm going to start now with basically what the bride and groom, Paul and Huang, want. Now, the couple want a traditional wedding at a church in Willoughby. They don't want to follow the wedding with the reception at the Willoughby Legions. Now, the bride has bought a wedding dress, right, and the bridesmaid outfits are selected. They have a relative to make the wedding cake, and another one to videotape the wedding and the reception, so we won't actually need anyone to be hired for that. Okay. That we will want to have their photos taken at the Willoughby Park, though. So we'll have to look for a photographer for that. The bride wants to arrive at the church in a white limousine, which is pretty good. So we're also going to look for hiring services of that limo anyway. The bride's parents is going to pay for everything. Okay. Now, when I spoke to the bride and groom, they roughly said they're going to invite around about 80 people, 40 from each side of the family, so it's pretty small and intimate wedding group, so it's one of those things that we've got to try and focus on. There isn't any special food requests, which is a good thing, so basically they'll eat about anything. So some of the guests are elderly though, and basically some of them will be in wheelchairs or have walking frames. Now, I actually went down to the Willoughby Legions and actually scoped that out just before I decided to do this presentation. They can access the Legions through a side door, which is exactly street level, so we can facilitate them that way. We don't need to hire any equipment as well. Most of the equipment, like speakers and that, is actually in the function hall, so that's fine there. What we will need to hire is a DJ for the bride and groom, and the bride and groom also have spoken to a band called the Travelling Willoughbys, and they've actually agreed to be the band at the wedding. So, excuse me. Now, the groom, he's allergic to roses, and the bride suggested that we use wattle at the reception, so she loves the idea of having Australian flowers at the wedding. So the groom also said that there was some conflict between some of the relations, so there may need to be security hired. I'm thinking maybe 1 or 2 security guards at the most. As I said before, the MC equipment will be supplied by the Willoughby Legions, and also the bride and groom. Once the reception is all over, they'd like to catch a taxi and go to their hotel room after the reception. So, the timeline for the wedding will be roughly take place in 12 months' time, and they have a budget around about $20,000. Now, in order to fulfill stakeholders' needs, I deem it necessary that we create a team to help with facilitating our services to the intended party. After reviewing my notes from the discussions with the wedding party and their bride's parents, I've broken down the services into goals and I haven't placed them in a calendar yet, but they're in main goals, subcategories. All these services need to be completed and arranged into a calendar so it can be spread over the 12 months and access. Basically, the team will break down the goals and the people will be assigned tasks to complete it. I'm thinking roughly about 3-4 people in the team. Okay. These tasks will be given a time frame to be completed by, and I'm thinking about actually suggest that we actually give the bride and the parents a copy of this abridged version of the calendar events and stuff like that, so they know what is going to be happening and they can plan around it and that. And also allows the team members to have a good idea of what's happening with the wedding. There are several strategies that I think would be helpful in helping advance our services later on in the future, and I'm going to I'm going to ask them questions every now and then for feedback, to get feedback from Paul and Huang, by asking casual questions like when we basically complete a goal towards the wedding countdown, say like I'll ask questions like, are you satisfied with this arrangement, or is there anything that you thought of that could help make it better? That's sort of the feedback that I'm looking for, so that gives us a grounding of how well we're going with our service to the bride and couple. Now, I just thought about like how we need to adapt to some of the changes in case the last minute things happen, as they always do. In order to adapt to these changing needs of like the bride and her parents and stuff like that, I was thinking of having a team member here at the office, basically as a point of contact, so I can arrange things here at the office. So in case when I'm talking to the bride and groom and I can't actually get away to do things, I'll ring in the office and actually ask them to actually look for stuff for me or get things, arrange things, just in case that happens. Also, to ensure that the service meets or exceeds the standards of the stakeholders, I was thinking about a constant communication channel between the two parties. So basically, this is where we'll have constant feedback and questions to ensure that the project is completed on time. So basically, basically I'll be a go-between between you, the customer, and internally. I think that's the best way to go about it, of maintaining it as front of face, because I'll be dealing with them. It's the best way to have things. Also, one point I did leave out was in another way also to adapt to changing needs of the stakeholder is, I actually thought about it the team, when we're assembling it and putting our goals down and achievement times and stuff like that, that we should actually place a risk management scenario so that in case something happens, we have several ways of counteracting or reducing the risks of it happening. And in order or to improve and maintain in order to ensure that the service meets or exceeds the standards of stakeholders, we need to ensure that the wedding is completed on time and on budget. If we can save them money, it would be better. We should be able to do that because we have a fair bit of resources we can call on anyway. I know a few people in the Willoughby area who can actually help with facilitating this, and they do it pretty well. Also, to improve and maintain stakeholder services, I'll contact the stakeholder after they get back from their honeymoon and ask them to fill out a quick survey to get feedback on our services and their recommendations for any improvement. And also, I was actually going to go and also ask people during the reception, just a casual conversation, just to gauge their mood of how they thought the wedding reception is going. And that's it. Thank you.